Life's journey takes us on a quest for dreams, destinations, and deeper meaning, but sometimes unexpected obstacles cross our path, rejections. These are the hurdles that can slow us down. Yet what if I told you that rejections hold more than meets the eye? What if hidden within rejection lie valuable secrets, precious lessons, and the key to your personal growth? In this reflection, I'll reveal that beneath the surface of rejections, there's an unexpected gift waiting to fuel your development. In life, we all face rejection in various forms. A job offer that didn't come through, a declined proposal, unreciprocated love, or a dismissed idea. Usually, we see these rejections in a negative light, letting them drain our motivation, disturb our peace, or even define our self-worth. But what if there's another way to look at it? What if I told you that rejection is not a setback, but a valuable gift? This unconventional viewpoint comes from Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that's making a comeback today. Let's explore how Stoicism's historical perspective on rejection can unveil its hidden value. Have you heard of the Stoics? They were philosophers who emerged more than 2,000 years ago. Their philosophy emphasizes resilience, acceptance, and understanding the natural order of things. Stoicism doesn't sugarcoat the harsh realities of life. Instead, it provides a framework to accept and even embrace these realities. Stoics like Seneca, Epictetus, and the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius taught that we should seek to understand the world around us and recognize what's within our control. They believed in the dichotomy of control. Some things are within our control, like our thoughts and reactions, while most external events, including others' actions, societal approval, and yes, rejection, are beyond our direct control. According to the Stoics, our energy is best spent on things within our control, and we must learn to accept or be indifferent to things outside of it. When we apply this to rejection, it leads to a profound shift in perspective. We start seeing rejection not as a personal insult or a measure of our worth, but as an external event from which we can learn. Let's take a closer look at how the ancient Stoics handled rejection. They had a unique and empowering approach to dealing with life's challenges. They divided everything into two categories: things we can control and things we can't. This concept is known as the dichotomy of control. So, what falls under our control according to the Stoics? Only our own thoughts, behaviors, and actions are within our control. External events, the past, the future, other people, and yes, rejection, all belong to the category of things we cannot control. The Stoics argued that understanding this distinction is the first step toward living a fulfilling life. They believed we should focus our energy on what we can change and accept the things we cannot. Now, where does rejection fit into this framework? Rejection, in its various forms, is an external event. It's something that happens to us, not because of us. We cannot control whether someone will reject our ideas, feelings, or efforts. However, what we can control is how we react to rejection. From the Stoic perspective, adversity, including rejection, is a natural part of life. It's an opportunity for learning and growth rather than a personal defeat. Rejection is seen as a chance to practice resilience and develop our character. This perspective takes the pain out of rejection, transforming it from a setback into a stepping stone for personal growth. So how did the Stoics suggest dealing with rejection? From a historical standpoint, they regarded rejection as an event entirely beyond their control. It was someone else's decision to accept or reject their idea, love, or effort, influenced by their judgment and circumstances. Stoics didn't allow themselves to be shaken by rejection. Instead, they saw it as a chance to learn and grow. However, this didn't mean they were indifferent to it. On the contrary, the Stoics believed that every event, including rejection, holds a lesson for us. They used rejection as a tool for personal development and growth. For example, if a Stoic had an idea rejected, they would ask themselves, "What can I learn from this? How can I improve my idea? How can I communicate it better next time?" They wouldn't dwell on the negative feelings of rejection. Instead, they'd focus on how they could grow from it. The Stoics also understood that not all rejection reflects their shortcomings. Sometimes rejection occurs simply due to the circumstances of the other person, their preferences, or their understanding of the situation. And that's perfectly okay. It's part of the natural order of things. The Stoics saw rejection as an opportunity to learn, grow, and strengthen their character. It was a resilience test and a chance to put their philosophy into practice. In the face of rejection, they remained calm, composed, and focused on what they could control, their response. Now, let's explore some Stoic practices that can help us deal with rejection more empoweringly. One practice is negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum. This involves imagining potential rejections before they occur. By mentally preparing for rejection, we're less shocked and better equipped to handle it when it happens. This doesn't mean we expect failure, but rather that we're ready for any outcome. Another valuable Stoic practice is the view from above, or the cosmic perspective. When faced with rejection, we can zoom out and consider how small our problem is in the grand scheme of things. This broader perspective helps diminish the apparent magnitude of our troubles and reminds us that life goes on despite setbacks. The Stoics also practice journaling, a powerful tool for processing emotions and extracting lessons from experiences. After facing rejection, you might write about what happened, how you felt, and what you can learn from it. This written reflection helps transform a painful experience into a growth opportunity. But why did the Stoics consider rejection a gift? Instead of viewing rejection as a setback or failure, they saw it as an opportunity. To them, rejection was a gift that could promote personal growth, encourage resilience, and offer new perspectives. Firstly, rejection helps us reassess our views, behaviors, or ideas. Let's take a moment to step back and reflect on how we handle rejection. Rejection often prompts us to reconsider our approach, adjust our communication style, or refine our ideas. It's like what the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said: difficulties are things that show a person what they are. Moreover, rejection pushes us to become stronger. It tests our resilience and demonstrates our ability to overcome adversity, echoing the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Nanai. In other words, obstacles, including rejection, can be stepping stones to our personal growth. Rejection can also shift our perspective. It reminds us that life isn't just about getting what we want, it's about finding contentment within ourselves. It teaches us that our worth isn't determined by external validation, but by our virtues and character. As Seneca once said, just do the right thing, the rest doesn't matter. Consider the story of Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism. His journey began after he was shipwrecked and lost everything. This catastrophic rejection by fortune led him to Athens, where he discovered philosophy and eventually founded Stoicism. Had he not faced this significant setback, the philosophy that now guides millions might never have existed. Similarly, Epictetus, born a slave and later exiled from Rome, used these extreme forms of societal rejection to develop profound philosophical insights. Instead of being defeated by circumstances beyond his control, he focused on what he could control, his mind and how he interpreted events. His teachings, captured in the Enchiridion and Discourses, continue to inspire people to this day. These historical examples illustrate the Stoic belief that rejection isn't something to fear, but to engage with and learn from. They show us that even the most severe forms of rejection can lead to unexpected opportunities for growth and contribution. In essence, rejection can serve as a tool for self-improvement, resilience, and self-awareness. When facing rejection, rather than succumbing to disappointment, ask yourself, what's the lesson here? This subtle shift in perception can lead to profound changes in how you navigate your personal and professional journey. Another aspect of the Stoic approach to rejection involves the concept of impressions, phantasia. The Stoics taught that we should pause before responding to events like rejection. In this pause, we can examine our initial impression and ask whether it's accurate or just an emotional reaction. Is the rejection truly devastating, or does it just feel that way momentarily? By questioning our impressions, we can respond more rationally and constructively to rejection. Stoicism also emphasizes the role of virtue in dealing with rejection. The four cardinal virtues, Wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance provide guidance for responding to life's challenges. Wisdom helps us discern what we can learn from rejection. Courage enables us to face rejection without retreating into fear or insecurity. Justice reminds us to treat others fairly even when we feel rejected. Temperance helps us moderate our emotional responses to rejection, preventing us from overreacting. Applying these virtues to rejection transforms it from a threat to our self-worth into an opportunity for virtuous action. Each rejection becomes not a judgment of our value, but a test of our character, a chance to demonstrate wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in challenging circumstances. The Stoic concept of amor fati, love of fate, also applies to rejection. This doesn't mean passively accepting everything that happens to us. Rather, it means embracing challenges, including rejection, as part of our unique journey. It's about saying yes to life in all its complexity, recognizing that the path forward often includes obstacles like rejection. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." We can apply this same loving acceptance to rejection, viewing it not as an enemy, but as a natural part of our life's journey. Let's consider some practical ways to apply Stoic principles to rejection in our daily lives. When you face rejection, try these approaches. First, practice the pause. Before reacting emotionally to rejection, take a deep breath and create space between the event and your response. This allows your rational mind to engage rather than having your emotions dictate your reaction. Second, identify what's in your control. You can't control whether someone accepts or rejects you, but you can control how you prepare, how you present yourself, and how you respond to the outcome. Focus your energy there. Third, extract the lesson. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this rejection? Perhaps there's feedback to consider, skills to improve, or insights about what truly matters to you. Fourth, practice gratitude for the rejection itself. Try to identify at least 3 potential benefits that might come from this rejection. Maybe it redirects you to a better opportunity, teaches you resilience, or reveals something important about yourself or others. Fifth, remember that rejection is universal. Even the most successful people face regular rejection. It's not a sign of your inadequacy, but a normal part of any meaningful life. As Seneca noted, no one is crushed by misfortune unless they were first deceived by prosperity. Finally, use rejection as a chance to practice virtue. How can you respond to this rejection with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance? This transforms rejection from something that happens to you into an opportunity for you to express your highest self. These practical approaches transform rejection from something we fear and avoid into a valuable component of a well-lived life. They help us develop what the Stoics called apatheia, not apathy, but freedom from disturbing emotions. This doesn't mean feeling nothing when rejected. It means not being controlled by those feelings. As we part ways, remember the Stoic teaching, the obstacle is the way. And sometimes that obstacle might just be rejection, offering you an unexpected gift and guiding you down a path you may have never considered, but one that could be your destiny. In this journey through Stoic perspectives on rejection, we've seen how ancient wisdom can transform our modern challenges. By applying the dichotomy of control, practicing virtue in the face of adversity, and viewing rejection as an opportunity rather than a defeat, we can navigate life's inevitable rejections with greater resilience and wisdom. As Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters. May you find in each rejection not just a closed door, but an opening to new possibilities, greater self-knowledge, and a stronger character. In the Stoic tradition, may you transform each rejection into a step toward becoming the person you aspire to be.